Alright, welcome to Black Men Speak. I'm your co-host, J.R. Stewart. A big shout out to Liquid for providing our theme music. And everyone out there, we want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. We're here every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Our phone line is open, our chat line is open. And we'd like for you to take the time to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and please share the link with others to help spread the word. So Tom, what's on the radar for tonight? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. Well, Tom, I hate to be a naysayer, but the proof is in the pudding. And all I see is talk from this OneTen group so far. And when I read the details of what they're doing, they don't necessarily say that they're going to provide 1 million jobs. What they really say is they're going to try to bring resource providers and job creators together and hopefully get 1 million people employed over a 10-year period. To me, that's almost like saying we're going to give it our best shot and our best effort. I noticed that one of the companies on there is Walmart. I mean, hell, Walmart's already doing their share. They'll hire anybody. Criminal background doesn't matter. High school diploma doesn't matter. So what are the other ones on the list going to do that's any different than what they're doing now? No, that's not. You really? Looks like Tommy is taking his headphones off, so he really can't hear you now. Let me have to get Tom another computer. Tom, we're not getting anything from you. Put your headset back on. No audio, Tom. I can't hear you at all. You're muted. You gotta unmute yourself, Tom. Ah, man. But so yes, I can hear you now. What did we do last time? Did you call in or did I call you or what did we do? Well, let me just give you a shout and see what happens. Um, no, there may not be. We'll see. Um, let me get my soft client on the computer to call you, because that's the easiest way to integrate the sound. Although that sounded funny. I need to mute myself. Well, I'll get you a new PC, Tom. Testing. Browser, desktop. Yeah, well, we've used this other setup, Tom, and actually other people have connected you in the same way you're connecting, and I mean, this setup is used for two other shows, and in this last 2 weeks, it's just been your audio that's not getting through clearly. Okay, let's give it about another 10 seconds for this program to boot up, and then I'm going to give you a shout, and we'll see if that takes care of that. I wonder if it's the Google Meet that we're using. What did we use before Google Meet? We use Skype or did we use Zoom? We may have to go back to Zoom. Okay, what? I thought we started out with Skype. Okay, and then we went to Zoom and then went to Google Meet. Yeah, we may have to go back to one of those other ones just to test. Okay, calling you now. Yes. The question is, can the audience hear you? Okay. All right, got you. So now if they can hear you, let's continue to talk about 110. Okay. All right. So anyway, we're talking about 110, and my belief is that it's a hoax, it's a scam. That these are people. How so? Um, I think if you look at the people who are behind this, they are very concerned that the slaves are starting to leave the plantation. And this is a way to rope you back in, to exercise some control over you without really doing anything for you. I mean, they're talking a good game, but the reality is, Tom, if you want to go out and hire 1 million black people, just go hire them. You don't have to do a press release. Just go hire them if you're that concerned. But they're not hiring 1 million black people. They claim they're bringing companies together. And who are these nonprofit resource providers? I mean, that's not an employment agency. That's the Goodwill. That's Salvation Army. And what resources do they have that's of any value to these companies? None. I mean, this is just smoke and mirrors, man. Okay, Tom, you're not going to find those people at nonprofits. Who are these nonprofit resource providers? Oh, that's by design, Tom. So Facebook wasn't on this list, but I'm going to use him as an example. 26,000 jobs at Facebook, and they don't want to hire Americans to fill those jobs. So they're doing everything they can to offshore those jobs or bring people in on H-1B visas. And they're not alone in that matter. A lot of the Silicon companies out in California are doing the same. Okay, you have millions of folks here who are looking for work, and you don't want to hire Americans. And once again, why all of a sudden this generous offer to hire 1 million black people? I mean, you're that concerned, just go hire them. You can just tell your HR manager with one directive, hire black. Next month we're going to hire nothing but black people, and we're going to fill this gap up. But they're not going to do that, Tom. Black folks are not going to go to the front of the list on the hiring list. Hmm. All right. I thought we had someone that said they could hear you earlier. Yeah, let me call you from a different phone then. Let's see if that makes a difference. Uh, of course, I wouldn't be getting a signal out here tonight. Uh, can it? Is it that they can't hear you at all, or is it just low? And it's got to be our Google Meet connection. We may need to change and try Zoom. I'll go back to Skype. Um, um, how about now, T?
I don't think it's going to be any different. I mean, are you able to switch platforms?
Well, I'm just putting you on my computer speakers also to see if the microphone will pick up the output. I can hear you in my headset also. Yeah, we apologize. I'm not sure what has changed the last 2 weeks. We have pretty much the same setup. Yeah, we may have to get off of Google Meet and move to Zoom or.
Yep. We may have to move to another platform. I don't know if it's the platform or something else because we've been using Google Meet for a while, and I've used these same headphones and microphone for the last several weeks. So I don't know what to think.
Well, we may. I think they were offering like a free service initially. I'm not sure if I actually signed up for their $10 a month service. I thought I did, but after the trial period was to end, I'm thinking that's the only thing I can think of, because everything else is exactly the same. Well, I can go ahead and wrap the show up, Tom. And all I would have to say, in addition to, I mean, I think it's a good find that you went out and found this. If the offer was true, then this may be a good thing. Unfortunately, I've witnessed enough history to see how these things go and realize that a lot of times it's just talk. That they really have no desire whatsoever to uplift black people out of the hole that we're in. Um, it just doesn't work that way. I wish it did. So if we're going to climb up out of the hole that we're in, then we're going to have to get together like we've talked about before, and black people will have to be the solution and the drivers of this and the implementers of this. We can't look to white America to rescue us, nor will they. And if they offer you a hand, there are going to be strings attached. So, okay, so Tom is saying that we don't know it's not going to happen until it doesn't happen or it does happen, and that some of these CEOs are African American or black. But Tom, you know what? Even during slavery, some of the overseers and slave trackers were black. So just because you're skin doesn't necessarily mean you kin. And they may not necessarily have the interests of black people at heart. They may just be doing the bidding of those who back and support them. And so, like I said, until I see differently, I'm just not going to believe that all of a sudden, all of the struggles that black people have been having, especially in the employment sector, that all of a sudden they're just going to wake up one day and decide they're going to provide 1 million jobs to black people with no strings attached. Okay, so for those who can't hear Tom, he's basically asking the question, what do I need to see before I believe? I need to see 100,000 black people employed. You need to show me that that these companies will start hiring more than they would normally hire. And don't point me to Walmart, because Walmart's already going to hire 10,000 black people a year. Show me what IBM is going to do, and some of these other companies, Pratt and Whitney, and I can't remember all the rest, but there are a few Fortune 500 companies on that list who are big H-1B visa importers. So when I start seeing them bring in thousands of black folks, then I'll believe. What time? Tom? They said 10 years. That's 100,000 a year if I'm correct. So in 2021, 100,000 more black people should have not just a job, they said a family supporting job. So I'm assuming that you can take care of your woman and your 4 kids off that job. Okay. Okay, so for those of you who can't hear Tom, he basically worked the math out, and he came out to about 2,300 jobs per company. There are 37 companies in the program, 100,000 jobs, 1 year, so 2,300 apiece. And he's saying that not all the jobs are going to be the same, but for the most part, they should be well paying. Go ahead, Tom. 2,700 jobs. Okay, but still, it's a 100,000 job commitment, and so and if you're talking about Walmart is not a family supporting job. Okay, then the other commitment, Tom, was training and some soft skills to go with the job to help you get through life, to keep the job, and to be successful. Because these weren't just family paying jobs. These were jobs that would lead to greater opportunity to grow within the company. And that they were going to help provide the soft skills for that to happen. Once again, you're talking about hiring black people, not brown people, not Hispanics, not Asian. They specifically said 100,000 or 1 million black people, and you're going to give them an opportunity to move up in the company and pay them well. Okay. Now, when a story becomes so outrageous, so beyond believable, that's the time that you have to invoke the sacred N word and say, "Nigga, please." Yes, that's correct. Yes, one of the drug companies, yes. Yes. Well, Nike should. Yeah, so guys, Tommy has pointed out the number of companies that are on in the group that are headed by black people, and then some of the other black people who are former CEOs that are part of the consortium. And I hate to be a skeptic, but it just sounds really fishy that just out of nowhere you're going to start employing black people when you haven't been trying to employ them before. And in fact, a lot of these companies have been doing everything possible to bring in more Indians on visas rather than hire Americans. So, but now you want me to believe that you're going to start hiring black people. There's got to be something more to this. So, and I think the proof is in the pudding. I think when you look at the soft skills they talk about, the training that they're going to help you acquire, that's going to help you move up in the company, I think there's going to be some kind of indoctrination process in that. You're not going to just get this job for nothing. It's going to come with a price. Of course not. That's true. I'd have to see it, Tom. And okay, I have to see it. And the reason I'm a little skeptical, I remember when we started off years ago at UNINET. Um, Out of a team of 20 network engineers, I think you, myself, and there was one other black guy was on the team of 20. Yes. And I believe, let me see, you probably had the most education of the group because you had a master's degree. Um, Donald was at least certified. I mean, I have 2 engineering degrees. How is it that we're the first ones to leave the company? And we're the most educated and the most talented of the group? And Tom, keep in mind that some of the people who stayed, who they kept, barely graduated high school. Okay, but how's the community going to hold them accountable? They don't. They're not accountable to the community, and and just because they made the offer, and if they don't follow through, so what? I mean, what, you going to put them out of business? You're going to slap their hand? The government's going to fine them? Not yet, Tom. We getting there. Okay. Well, Tom, you know what? I'm going to wish this 110 group much success for 2021. But if at the end of 2021 we're having the same conversation about what they didn't deliver, um, I'm going to call them out on every platform I can because there's a certain cruelty of providing a pledge and giving people hope and don't deliver. We already had the hope and change president that didn't deliver. This is even more cruel than that. Yes. Well, somebody said they can hear you, but it's very low. Um, what we're going to do is this is going to be our last time using Google Meet. Not anything against Google. They've been, a good platform for us in the past, but somehow there are some issues here. And I'm going to upgrade to the latest OBS Studio, see if that makes a difference. But otherwise, we'll be back here next week. And what we may do is have a pre-show starting at 8:30 next week to just do an impromptu sort of test. Anybody can join. We'll just be chit-chatting before the show actually starts. And y'all can help us do some sound checks at that point. With that being said, thanks to everyone who attempted. We apologize for the last 2 weeks. We'll get it worked out, and we will be back here next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central Time. Please like, subscribe, and share. And also, feel free to write in or send us a text message on topics that you may be interested in. With that being said, let's say goodnight.